baby. Scoot that out a little bit. Make sure I got some leg room. No description has been added to this video. I need to fix that. That's okay. I'll do it next week. All right. Let's see. It looks like it's trying to load. It's still loading. Yep. There we go. There I am. Hey, hey, hey. What is going on? All right. I'm going to pause this. Sorry, guys. You know the deal. Let me get this pulled up now. Ba-bum. And here we go. What's going on, Garrett? Let's see. We got William S. here as well. Hello, sir. Grant Tilley, Joe, Mark Curtis, Howlin, Red 4 Reviews. What's going on, Tom? What a day. What a day. How is everybody doing? Everybody feeling okay? Let's see. Ready for the big Wednesday? We're halfway through the week. What is it? 8 days? Is it 8 days? 8 days until Christmas. So you guys will get a Christmas Eve live stream next week. What? And then that's moving around. What is going on? Okay. Got it. Perfect. What's going on, Willie Everett? Hello, hello. Man, guys. Excuse me. I got my last minute Christmas shopping done today. So everybody at the house is all set. And I'm stoked. I'm excited to be here. What's up, Clancy? So if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, you know the deal. Go ahead, throw it down in the comments. I'm down for whatever. I've been actually. I'll just talk about this because you know what? I don't have anything else to talk about. Computer's being weird. This is my favorite time of the year, not because of the holidays or anything like that, but as you guys know, I like to listen to music. I try to listen to as much as I can. I try to listen to new stuff. I'm always interested in finding some new music. And so this is the time of year where Spotify puts out their Spotify Wrapped. And so I get to bug my friends to all send me their playlist. And so I've been going through some new music. I found some new stuff from some buddies that I hadn't heard before. What's going on, Tony? What are you listening to, Tony? You throw it out. What are you listening to? Other than me, that I don't count. Music. What music are you listening to? So anyway, but I also have friends who are, what's up, Big Dog Status? Hello, sir. I also have friends who do not try to find anything new. And so for the past 3 years, they have the same songs in their playlist. I just can't do it. What's going on, Andy? How are you, sir? Hope you're having a good evening as well. We'll be seeing you in a couple months, right? You're coming up here for Fighting Rifle in February. So old metal and country. Hey, man. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I could listen to some old metal. Yeah, I talk anytime music gets brought up. Yeah, I'm the one who brought it up this week, but listen to way more audiobooks. Yes, yeah, I should. I listen to a lot of audiobooks as well, but they're nerd books. So Grant Tilley, I can't find any new music that I like. I keep listening to the same stuff. You'll dig Warp Riders by The Sword. The whole album is one story. I do actually really like The Sword. They were playing in Nashville. They're one of my biggest regrets about not getting to see them live when they were here. I don't know if I've listened. I have not listened to a whole album through, but I am a big fan of the songs that I know by them. Maiden, Mother, and Crone, Freya, and that's the only two off the top of my head. But I've listened to more. Let's see. Can't find any new Grant Tilley, so you can't find any new music that you like. The way that I like to get out of a music funk, if I can't find, if nothing is vibing, what I like to do, and that's if you listen to Spotify, but if you don't listen to Spotify, you can go to Google and do this. You go to the recommended artist. So Spotify has fans also insert bands, and then I'll pick one, I'll scroll down, I'll go to their similar artist, I'll pick a new one, and I just go through like 10 until I'm like way off in the weeds, but still kind of like adjacent to the genre. And then, man, that's how I found a lot of hidden gems. AC/DC, you can't go wrong with AC/DC. James was a big fan of AC/DC. My parents growing up, of course, they were as well. Anthrax is a band that I could not tell you an Anthrax song. Do they do, actually, is Anthrax the one who does the Rockabilly Hellbilly Freakout? Something like that? Anyway. On the road all day, another 700 miles down. Dang, where are you heading to, Garrett? That long road trips, those are a benefit of those audiobooks for sure. They pushed me straight from Vegas all the way straight through to Camden, you know. 1,000 Points of Hate is the only Anthrax song I can remember. I'll have to give that one a listen. What's up, Sam? Hello, sir. Let's see. Never seen them live either. It's on the bucket list, dude. And they're still touring. So, I mean, I am almost to the point of where I room for one more. Okay, I'll give that one a listen. But like when bands come through Nashville, especially if they're bands that like I want to watch, like they're either a band that I grew up listening to, or they're like the new thing that I'm crazy about. I'm almost like I got to make it happen, because you never know when they're just going to stop touring, you know? So like, say what you want about like System of a Down, right? I grew up listening to them. I still dig them. I think they're great. And then they stopped touring, and now like they are doing like small shows out on the West Coast and stuff like that. If they ever show up in Nashville, I mean, it's just, I mean, they have me over a fire at this point, because I'd pay just about anything. They're my last high school band for me to be able to check off my list. I've pretty much listened to all the other ones, or seen live all the other ones that I want to. Let's see, Power Man 5000. Nothing like When Worlds Collide, right? What movie was that from? Here's me talking about movies to you guys. It was Jet Li movie. I think it was called The One. And that was my first time hearing the Power Man 5000. Was When Worlds Collide was like, I think the credit song, or it played during the last big fight scene and stuff like that. Let's see. In Tennessee, is there a process to obtaining a pistol license? On Long Island, it's about 9 months process to get a license, but then we have to amend it and go through another process to get a carry. Okay. So Tennessee does have a process for getting the license to get your carry permit kind of thing, because we don't actually have constitutional carry. I was talking to a lawyer about this, and this is not verbatim. I'm not giving legal advice. This is a butchering of the conversation that I had with him. But long story short, he said something along the lines of, we don't have constitutional carry, but you can use it as a defense. So if you got caught with a gun and you didn't have your carry permit, you go to court and you say, hey, judge, constitutional carry is a thing. And then it's supposed to get thrown out. So anyway, with that being said, yes, we have a process for getting the carry permit, and then we have an enhanced carry permit as well. But it's super simple. I mean, it's like you sign up for a class, you do like 4 hours, you shoot a little bit, and then you got to send off your fingerprints and stuff like that. But it's a very quick turnaround. Yeah, you're right. Holy hell, in Alabama, it's about 10 minutes. Like as soon as you send your fingerprints off, it's almost like a driver's license. Like they give you a paper copy of your carry permit, and they say, hey, expect the physical one in the mail. You know? Let's see, Iron Maiden, Megadeth, and Anthrax concert is coming next year, 2026. I mean, I love me some Megadeth. I love me some Megadeth. I would have to see how they're doing live. I've seen too many horror stories of like some of those old school bands, like AC/DC, right? Some of those old school bands, or not AC/DC. What was the big one that like everybody was, and I won't say rightfully so, because the dude's old as hell, lived a hard life doing all kinds of stuff, and so of course his vocals aren't going to be the same. But anyway, was not quite up to quality. Are we doing a group gym session on Sunday after the camp out? Why don't we? I mean, why do we got to do a gym session? Why don't we just find some? We chop down a tree, and we just do some squats and deadlifts with that thing. Get some extra work in. Almost constitutional carry with few exceptions, right? We don't even have to do that. You can literally walk into the sheriff's office and tell them you want a carry permit. They will run your name, and if that comes back good, they print your permit. Yeah, see, hey man, that's Alabama for you. Excuse me. Mega Man. So if in Tennessee, just take fighting pistol for the CCW requirement. Unfortunately, fighting pistol is not recognized for your carry permit. So no, like take fighting pistol, and then you're definitely ready for the shooting part of the carry permit thing. But you have to sit through the state's curriculum to get the carry permit. Log PT, I like it. I also hate it. Yeah, exactly. We can work on extending the range. Lots of trees to move. See, so we spend gym session of chopping down trees, and then a gym session of moving trees. I mean, just saying. I'm pretty sure Matt would approve of that. What's that called? Functional strength. You have to take a 16-hour course and pass the qualification to get a carry. Class is about $800. Holy shit. What is it here? I think the class, I mean, it's up to the instructor. So like if you're teaching a carry permit class, you can pretty much charge whatever you want for it, I believe. So I think I paid $50 for my class. I mean, it's so long, so long ago now. And you can, in Tennessee, you can do the lifetime carry permit, so you don't have to worry about renewing it or anything like that. Grant Tilley, I run chainsaw for a living. I can put some trees on the ground for you, dude. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that, because I think that once the weather, I don't know, maybe before the weather gets too much warmer, but maybe it gets a little warmer than it is here in Camden, we'll put out another range day cleanup kind of thing. Then they made it a felony to carry it. Can't make it up, dude. Is that one of those things where like you can get your carry permit, but you can't, even with a permit, you can't carry in sensitive areas, but everything is considered a sensitive area? Kind of like that's what the big deal is. It sucks, man. Where's Tim, dude? Tim, where was he? Last time I saw him, he was teaching that shotgun class. Then he went out, went up to Nashville for something. Probably hook up with some girl that he shouldn't be seeing or something like that. Anyway, I don't know where he's at right now. Not riding his bike, that's for sure. It's too cold for Tim to be on the bike. Smash that like button. Thank you for doing my job for me, guys. If you have not hit the like button, now is the time to do so. Go ahead. Just press the button. It's like right there. Where's Tim? Be glad to help. Yeah. We'll definitely either put out a range day cleanup kind of thing, or range cleanup day, whatever however we worded it before. So keep an eye out for that. Or if you come down for the bug out weekend, I can find some trees to chop down. I mean, there's enough of them where I don't think I'm going to pick a wrong one. Let's see. Joe says he remembers when James and Jacob did a video pissed at Tennessee CCW instructors. Man, he went off on them. Yeah. I'll have to. It probably isn't on the YouTube channel anymore. But I don't remember that video. I would want to go back and watch it for sure. Been working on getting class ready for alumni. Glad to hear it. Do you know for sure if you're getting the days off yet? And even if you're not sure, I've already been telling people about how excited I am for your block of instruction. So like, make sure if you haven't requested the days off, you tell them that I'm expecting you to be here. That'll probably get you a little bit more wiggle room. Let's see. I'll just leave this right here. Allowed versus able. Yeah. I mean, got the days off. Hell yeah. And I didn't even have to. You didn't have to mention my name. Good. No. So, I mean, that is something that we talk a little bit about, of course, in class. I just had a very good conversation with some students in fighting pistol about that. When was that? When was that fighting pistol class? Last Thursday, Friday. It was right after last week's live stream. Yeah, so it's an interesting thing, especially when you have like people new to the idea of carrying a gun. Um, they they get so wrapped up about doing the quote unquote wrong thing. It's always a fun conversation to have with new people beginning this journey, you know. But I'm right there with you. I mean, you know how we roll. What's up, Adam Hall? Hello, hello. What audiobook were you listening to today on your trip, Garrett? Very impressed with the Holosun Arrow, or as Tim calls it, the Hollersun. That's right, dude. So the Arrow. That's the one that is basically their new. That's their rifles, right? I believe that was at last year's NRA show. I was talking to Adam over there at the booth. I was super impressed with it. I think I even put a short out about it, but like, it was what I can't remember what the price point was, but it seemed, if I'm remembering correctly, very affordable. And if it had even half the durability of what those, like, we have their what's on our rental AKs still, like 504s or something ridiculous, like one of their very early models, and they're still trucking and they've been beat to hell and back. So I think that Arrow was, I have not run one, just from talking to Adam and seeing the price point on it and stuff like that. I was very excited about them. So yeah, you'll have to keep us up to date on how that's going for you. Take it through a class, whether it's with us or with somebody else. Take it through a class, beat the hell out of it, and then get back to me. Might even have a Glock Gen 6 with an acro around because because dot only is the answer. Shit, dude. Listen. I'm rocking the dot right now. I am, but there have been some times where I'm like, I could have done that with a circle instead of this dot. But I'm giving it the due diligence. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Andrew and be like, hey, how long is long enough? Because it's been a few months now. It's been a few months of me carrying it, shooting it, all that stuff. So, or I say it's been a few months. It's been down. I haven't replaced it in like 2 weeks. Rocking the big dots right now. Let's see. Just got an Arrow in the mail today as a warranty replacement for old Holosun I had that died. Cool. Nice. Sam, bring whatever that's attached to. Bring it with you for the bug out weekend. I would like to get my hands on it. I know it's just a red dot, but you know, NRA show is coming up in a few months. So when I run into Adam in the Holosun booth, I'd like to tell him like, hey man, like, yeah, I got to, had a student show up with it, shot the hell out of it. Looking good. Finished practical shooting beyond fundamentals and started U.S. Army Sniper Manual. That's kind of, so for like the U.S. Army Sniper Manual, there's an audio book of that. Now, is that like something that the government did, or is that just some rando like reading the book to you? Is Lewis still around, or Shelton? So neither one of them are around at the moment. So Lewis is doing his own thing. You can find him at LCAR Training, I believe. If I don't hold me to that, because the last time I talked to him, he hadn't gotten his website up yet. But if you don't follow him on Instagram, he's always talking. He's always posting on there and stuff like that. What's his thing? Boom Shay's Big Adventure or something like that on Instagram. Give him a follow. But yes, he is living down there in Texas. It's him and Josh DeWalt, regular of the live streams. They're down there with Sonny Pazikas, and they've been hanging out and doing some cool stuff down there. In fact, they've started a podcast. Is it a podcast, or are they doing live stream stuff? I was supposed to send him some microphones. I'm a bad friend. Everybody who's watching this, who's friends with Lewis, make sure that you text him and you tell him, hey, Joey on the live stream just talked about how he forgot to send you those microphones. Anyway, so yeah, what's it called? Students of Violence? I think it's Students of Violence. You should check it out. Did have my MOS plate finally broke. Only took 25,000 rounds. Only 25,000 rounds? I don't know. That seems... I'll bring it. It's on the 300 Blackout that Iron Pig armament made for me to bring to church for the safety team. Nice. The first time that I got to hang out with that dude, because that's the same guy that was up at Andrew's thing at the Combat Art Training Summit. That dude was super cool, down to earth. I enjoyed talking to him the little bit that I did. Andrew seems to love the rifles. I don't think I've run one of them before, so yeah, bring it down, because I'd like to mess around with his rifle too. Not a bad listen. Okay, very cool. It was a CNH plate that broke, cracked where the acro clamps down. Students of Violence, they also did a live stream last week with a dude called Focus Trip. Yeah, LCAR Concepts. It's the car concepts. I'll never forget that. Anyway, yeah. So we actually, I think we talked about that live stream that they did last week, because I was going through some of the comments, because people were talking about how during the live stream, guys were just being like in the chat were being like straight up assholes to Sonny and Lewis and DeWalt. But then I went to the comments of the video itself, and everybody seemed relatively friendly in there. I didn't see anything stand out, you know. I asked Turtle build the rifle while we were at. Okay, hell yeah, nice, very cool. Look at you remembering names and stuff. No, I'm super excited. Like I said, Andrew loves those rifles, so I'd love to get my hands on it, because I don't even think I've shot whichever one Andrew has. I don't think I've even messed with it. If only Tactical Response had a red dot class. You're right. You're right. If only we did. Shit. Yeah, I need to put that on. You know what? I should have put the red dot class on for that during the Mag Dumps and Mascara. That would have been a good time. It's okay. That's okay. We had another alumni reach out, and he was like, hey, I'd love to do the fighting pistol on this weekend. I've got some students who are interested, and da-da-da. So it's going to work out, but I'll get red dot back on there eventually, maybe next year. It'll be on there. I'll have it done by next year. Purposely watched Focus Trip's live chat just to see if those guys were open-minded enough for me to want to check out further streams. Or fighting pistol at night. Yeah. What's up, No Shield Gun Reviews? How you doing? Yeah, Grant, I think you were one that was telling that. I think you brought that up last week, about how, just the people in the chat kind of put you off to like the idea of following up with them and stuff like that. So I don't know anything about like Focus Trip, but anytime that you're doing online stuff, like, I don't know. I was going to say you shouldn't let the audience of a person dissuade you from enjoying that person's content necessarily. But they kind of go hand in hand. So that it's tough, Plus, if he didn't agree with them, like if they feel confident in saying the things that they're saying, because like in his area. So anyway, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm being too nice as usual. Good man, how have you been, dude? I've been well. I've been hanging out, doing live streams, teaching classes, and then sleeping. And that's about all I got time for. The Renault Le Car. Let's see. No, I do. I really do want to get the fighting pistol at night squared away as well. And we're also working on some other low light stuff. The guys that were here for that Way of the Shotgun, basically, they have an idea for a class. They all trained together. They said, hey, we want to do this class. Can we do it? We want to do this class. Can you build the curriculum kind of thing? So I'm going to build the curriculum for them. We're going to do like a trial run, like with them. So you guys keep an eye out. We may have another like pretty cool, if things work out the way I want them to, we may have a pretty cool low light class up on the schedule. Let's see. The trial run will be, fuck, that's right. They were wanting to do that a ways down the road. It'll be soon. Information will be soon. Here's an announcement of an announcement. He and his comment section seemed to have a better attitude going into hour 3. Also, Lewis getting punched at the dude. That's right. I need to go and watch it. Yeah, shit. Yeah, more skill-based guys. I get that. Well, so that's kind of my point, though, is like Tripp, apparently, from, again, talking to you guys last week, he seemed to be relatively open to what Sonny and them were talking about. So, you know, again, I don't know where I'm going with that. Hello, sir. Hello, friends. What's going on, dude? Fighting pistol at night would be dope. We can do fighting pistol at night. Yes. Let's do a, watch this so I don't forget. Watch this so I don't forget. Watch me do it, guys. I'm being professional. I'm being responsible. I am managing my attention deficit disorder, because if I don't do something when I'm actively thinking about it, it is very easy for me to forget. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to be like, hey, I'm on the live stream right now. Boom. I did it. Professional. Doing it live. Oh, don't worry, Garrett. That's what I was just doing. I just sent you an email. Yes. But since we're already talking about it out here to you guys, here's a good conversation that we can have. Everybody who's listening, let me know. When you think about fighting pistol at night, like the very boiled down, super, like, not, I don't want to say lazy, but the easiest way of doing it is just teaching, literally just doing the drills of fighting pistol, but with, using your flashlight and your weapon mounted lights and stuff like that. But we also have to go a little bit, probably, I don't know, do you want to go more in depth over, like, I'm not saying there's a middle ground, like we don't have to go as crazy as like Green Line does with their low light stuff, or Brian Sayers over at 3R Operations whenever he's doing his every night pistol and stuff. So I'm not saying to do like a 4-hour low light lecture necessarily, but I don't know. What's the vibe? What do you expect out of a fighting pistol at night? The thing about ADD is, yeah, a little bit, sometimes, for sure. My big thing is like let's say I am walking through the house to complete task A, and as I'm walking through the house, I see tasks B, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I do task B, and task A is gone, never existed, like completely gone, never again. And I completely forget about it, and I move on to task C and D, and then I take a nap. And A never gets done. Wexler, I'm sorry. I should have included you in that email. You're right. I'll send you your own special email. Don't you worry. Sending the clip of Lewis getting punched on the Facebooks, please do. I would love it. I will say nods and low light pistol was dope. Yep. Okay. What about Sage Dynamics? I saw they had a low light class near me a few weeks ago. I have not trained with Sage Dynamics. I've heard the name a bunch. Some of you guys could, if you've trained with them, go ahead, throw it out there. I don't feel like I've heard anything bad about them. So I would say if they have a low light class, the interesting thing about low light is it's very similar to like offhanded stuff, either one-handed, offhanded, however you want to look at it. It's a thing that we should practice, but that we don't practice, because statistically, it's probably going to be dark whenever you get into, if you find yourself in a fight like this, right? You know, or I say statistically, fuck, maybe I'm wrong. It's enough of a chance where you should know how to do it pretty well, though. Look at there. Garrett says Sage Dynamics has a fantastic low light class. Excellent. Let's see. I want advanced low light fighting pistol. Advanced fighting pistol. Advanced low light pistol. Advanced low light fighting pistol. There's some stuff in there that I mean, we can do anything with the lights off. Yeah, covering some lecture would be helpful. I also see the use of photonic barriers, also switching between handheld and weapon lights. So just so you know, Garrett, we did our low light shoot for the Way of the Shotgun, however long ago, forever ago it feels like at this point, and I included that photonic barrier drill that you showed us in Way of the Pistol in that class, and of course, everybody loved it the same way I did. So, I like that. I like the actual physical demonstration of like defeating photonic barriers with a gun in your hand and shooting through them and stuff like that. That was excellent. And like I said, the guys in shotgun, because we mentioned in our little bit of a low light lecture we talk for like an hour before we go and do the night shoot. We mention photonic barriers and stuff like that. But you know, it's just a word that gets thrown around. If you don't actually see it demonstrated, I mean, it doesn't actually click for you till you actually like get to see how it works and the benefits of it and stuff. So Aaron Cohen is a shit talker about tactical response, the alumni in particular. Is Aaron Cohen associated with Sage Dynamics? Is that kind of why you brought it up? Photonic barrier work is a great segment. Yep. Tim is not allowed to teach a low light class if there are females in the class. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Either that or we attach bells and chem lights to his wrists so we always know where his hands are at. He is Sage Dynamics. Oh shit. Okay. So no, okay, he is associated with them. No, very cool. I mean, not very cool. I shouldn't say that, but I hate to hear that. Oh well. Can people record themselves shooting during class if they are creators? Yes. Yeah, we actually, so there's the caveat on all the course descriptions, and I should remove it because we ran into problems with where students would just record or take pictures and they don't talk to the other students and stuff like that. Or it would become a detriment to the class. So we don't mind if people record or they take pictures. We do appreciate, like, especially if you are a creator and you're planning on doing like an actual legit video, like we do like a heads up. But as far as like classes is concerned, if you're not interrupting the flow of class, like you can do whatever you want to for as far as shooting and recording goes. But I do like to get a heads up. Like I try to ask the students first, like, hey, is there anybody who does not want their picture on the internet and stuff like that, right? Just, you know the deal. Just don't be an asshole, you know? Like, cool. Like some people, I'm not even talking about they're secret squirrels or anything like that, but they work in a line, they're in a line of work where if a picture of them shooting a gun gets out, now they're going to face repercussions. Only record yourself. Excellent. Yep. Standard range rules. Don't be an asshole. Yeah. what's his gripe with tactical response? I don't know, Grant. I mean, I don't know. And at the end of the day, I get it. And I'm not saying not guys, I'm not saying don't answer Grant with what I'm about to say. But it doesn't matter, you know? Um because anybody who especially shit talking is a shit talker about tactical response, the alumni in particular. Like say whatever you want about me, but like you guys, I have not tooting our own horn or anything like that, but I'm complimenting you guys. Um, I have gotten nothing but compliments anytime I talk with another instructor who has had tactical response alumni come through the class. There's exceptions to that rule. Of course, there's some assholes. In fact, I just heard a story about like a guy who's talking about being a tactical response alumni, how often he's trained with us and stuff, and like in the class, you know, he did something wrong the instructor didn't agree with or something like that. I can't remember. Couldn't handle the criticism and made a big ass of himself. So there's exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, every instructor that I have ever had you guys train with has had nothing but high praise for you guys. So that's it. If there's anybody who shit talks our alumni, it's only because we don't fall into the trap. Like we're not out there chasing the and I like skill-based stuff. Like you guys watched me and Garrett talk about it before. I mention it on the live streams all the time. Like I think skill-based training is valid. I think it's useful. I think you should do it, but it's not something that we fall into. Like we're not signing up for, or I say we're not, but most of us aren't signing up for like these skill-based classes, like chasing that high or trying to show off our bill drill or what have you, right? You know, because we're just here to get better. And I don't know, man. Unless you're taking a class from Tim, then it's okay. It's okay to be a respectful asshole. Dude, my favorite thing when Tim teaches and there's a new student who like Tim has never like that never worked with Tim before, but we have like an alumni in there who has worked with Tim a bunch. Like, of course, that alumni and Tim just like are giving each other shit back and forth. And the new guy, whenever they finally by the end of day one, like they're laying into Tim as well, I'm just like, excellent. Like you're gonna make it. Only asking because he thought he was a somewhat of a fighting mindset type guy and always thought I'd like to train with him. Right. No one has ever said anything bad to me and have been great working with. That's through all the instructors I have met. Yep. Excellent. Yeah. Almost every class I've been in that isn't from tactical response or an affiliated trainer, they all have nothing but good things to say. Hashtag shot timer. That's right, dude. We had a small class in fighting pistol and in fighting rifle these past few days. Wrapped up early. People wanted to shoot some more, so I had to be like, all right, looks like we're doing some skill-based drills. Had to bust out the shot timer. Normally they say that they love when we come to classes because we shut up, learn, and do the thing. Yep. If I identify as an alumni, I have a responsibility to behave as such. That is how I honor James Yeager and the current cadre. I appreciate it. Other instructors I've been around said, damn, you should be teaching. You've had some training, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys get it. And you have all probably heard this as well. But I still hear it when I'm talking like guys who finally show up to class and stuff like that. And maybe they bring up training with other people or what have you. And sometimes it's almost like I don't know, they don't want to talk about other classes that they've taken with other instructors and things like that. But eventually it gets to the point of where they're like, I haven't trained with anybody else who talks as much about telling your students to train with other people, you know, because you guys know, just be a good student. Like James beat that into all of our heads, you know? So that's it. Just be a good student. And that's all we ever expect from our alumni. And you guys crush it 99% of the time. and that's why you're the best. That's why whenever we have people who do have closed-minded or preconceived notions of what it's going to be like working with tactical response alumni, that's why at the end of 2 days of training with you, they walk up to me and they say stuff. I almost got hateful. They say stuff like, "Oh wow, I was surprised with how awesome your alumni were." You know. Let's see. I was giving Tim shit, and it wasn't even the end of day one. There you go. That's right. Garrett, that's what I thought. So Garrett was talking about like he would be worth training with. Had his red dot instructor and low light instructor classes, and it was worth it. But Grant just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be him talking mad shit. And I would hope, and you know, Adam brought this up earlier, you know, so and I don't know anything about it, obviously, because I didn't even know who the guy was. But I would hope that, like, when he's teaching a class, you know, not even just us. I hope that you're not shit talking anybody, you know, in general. Like, that's not the time for it. Now, if you're having dinner with the students and you know they bring stuff up, not everybody had the same mindset that James told me, where it was like, even if you don't like an instructor, if a student asks about them, don't shit talk them. And if you absolutely have to, if you just absolutely don't want to point like customers in that person's direction, point them to an instructor you do like, that where they can accomplish the same thing, you know. So anyway, long story short, if Garrett is saying that he has good information, you would be doing yourself a disservice to not get that good information. You know, we don't have time for it. Like that's just all it is. That's just it. Shot timer is coming to alumni weekend. Hell yeah. As much as I don't shoot with timers, who makes a reasonably priced one that works well? I don't know why I looked around like I would have my range bag in here. Let's see. What I don't even know the brand that I have, but I'm a fan of the one I have. But it was included in the instructor gear, so I don't know how much it ran, or how much they run currently, I should say. Of course, Garrett will probably have an answer for you. But I've got that's the one. I've got a PACT, the PACT club timer. I probably don't have the 3. That's what's showing up here right now. And Google is saying 114 to 130 bucks. Midway has them for 130. So I actually really like that one. It's not super duper fancy or anything like that, but it gets the job done. Just in Facebook comments, screenshot somewhere, agree on getting all the good info I can. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Garrett has trained with just about everybody for sure. One should only shit talk oneself. Yeah, a little self-deprecation, nothing wrong with that. Though Garrett, I mean, if you really want a cool shot timer, you got to talk to Garrett about getting his Game Boy SP styled shot timer off of him. Because I think he was telling me they don't, like, you can't even get those anymore, but it looks like a Game Boy SP. It's so cool. Yeah, there you go. Game Boy timer, that's right. Yes, I don't think there's any other the PACT 3. If I don't have a PACT 3, like whatever model I have, as long as it's not drastically different, they didn't change parts in and out. I mean, this, like, it gets the job done. I say it's a great timer. Like, I've used a whole bunch of different ones. It doesn't have all the like functions of some of the other higher end ones where you can do, like, you know, save courses of fire and stuff like that. It is a very simple, like, you can set a par time, and you know, you can set it to instant, you can review and stuff like that. It's like a very bare bones simple thing, but I like it for that. There's like 4 buttons on it total. So I've really enjoyed using it. And again, I haven't had any crazy issues out of it or anything like that. But I don't think there's any other school that operates like Tactical Response, i.e., alumni group, going to eat after class, big YouTube following, etc. Yeah, I mean, I know like Student of the Gun, right? Love those guys over there. So Paul and them, they're very big on the same thing of like going to eat with the students. A lot of the Student of the Gun alumni, they're very like tight knit and stuff like that. You know, I took their instructor class, and everybody in the instructor class knew everybody else. So like I was outside the inside jokes and stuff like that. So they definitely have a strong network. They go to eat with the students. They're all about building that stuff. I wish I wish they had as big of a YouTube thing, because you know, I just want Paul and Jared and them to just like, I don't know. I just want them to succeed. Not that they're not succeeding or anything like that, but yeah, make it happen. Tell Paul that you want him to do more YouTube videos so you guys can subscribe and help them out. I was hitting between 109, 130 from appendix over the weekend. What do you consider an acceptable time from appendix? And then so Garrett's follow-up would be what distance and what size target. So I will tell you, in fighting pistol, our minimum, like, it is one of the few classes where we have like a pass fail. Or to like pass the class, you have to at 3 yards be able to draw from concealment and get a heart shot within a second and a half. So like you're already there, man. Shit, you should have seen me. Should have seen me after not getting enough dry practice in with me and Garrett, man. It took me a little while to get mine back down to that 1.5. Need to know my splits on my bill drill. Dude, it's funny. Like, Lewis and I would get into an argument about this, but and it's not really a bill drill, but I am a fan of like a cadence drill where you intentionally try to manipulate the trigger like at a consistent rate. And I had those students in fighting pistol, and we did I told them, I said, hey, like without even thinking about how you're manipulating the trigger or anything like that, just aim in, give me 6 rounds, like as fast as you can. Right. And what happens every time I've seen it is someone will be like, blah, 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 and then there'll be like a little pause from them not resetting the trigger all the way, or like it's some weird stoppage. And then, you know, there's a jerk and this and that. And so it's like they're all over the place. Then we do like the cadence drill, and we start working on, hey, let's concentrate on manipulating the trigger smoothly and consistently, and it will sound like they're shooting slower, but they will have 6 hits much quicker than when they were just trying to mash the trigger as fast as, quote unquote, as fast as they can, you know. And I bring up the bill drill because 6 rounds into the heart, so on and so forth. Anyway. Yeah, if you want to have a good time running some skill-based drills, yeah, definitely invite Garrett out to the range with you. 7 yards, FBI target, center mass box. Okay, excellent. We were running the air marshal qual. Very cool. Solid time for that, but always room to get faster. Yeah, absolutely. Faster and more accurate, or what was that question? Where's Lewis been? So we talked a little bit about it earlier. Lewis is down in Texas at the moment. Lewis is trying to set up his own training stuff. Love the guy, no ill will in any way, shape, or form. You know, I was just talking about texting him the other day, sending him some microphones for the podcast he's doing down there with DeWalt and Sonny. So yeah, I mean, whenever he comes through Camden, he just told me he's going up to back up north for the holidays. We're gonna stop, or he's gonna stop here and grab some food together and stuff like that. But yeah, he's down in Texas. Long story short. Ligmo 1.0. I appreciate the name. Miss James, grew up watching him and just seen this live. Miss you, James. We miss him too. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I mean, we just had a fighting pistol class where some of the students in there, very similar story. Grew up watching James like through high school and stuff like that. And then here they are taking their first fighting pistol class, after years of watching the channel and everything. Liberty Seeker, solid time. Always remember to get faster. I already talked about that a little bit. Record time for Bill Drill is 1.3. Well, record time for Bill Drill, and that is 1.3, 1.4 seconds. What are your thoughts on CZ pistols? I'm considering the 45 ACP version. I personally have not run a CZ. We have had some come through class. I don't have any experience with a 45 ACP version of one. I want to say that they've done fine. I mean, I talked about this last week on the live stream. It's been a long time since I had a gun come through class that just like shit the bed, just couldn't make it through the class. So I would say that this is my cop out answer. That it's probably fine. Most modern striker fired guns, I feel like, just from seeing all the different ones come through class, they do fine. Like, there are definitely ones that are better than others, but I don't know. There's none of them that I've run into that I'm just like, don't shoot that. What are some things that the team at Tactical Response are excited for in 2026? How can we support the company? Man, I appreciate you asking that, man. I'll tell you what are some things that we're excited about for 2026? We're excited to hopefully be getting a building out on the range. I really want to get the fight back on the schedule. I'm hoping to have that done within the 2026. I personally, this has nothing to do with Tactical Response. My plan is to get more rifle training in this year. I was supposed to do that this year, didn't get around to it. So like 2026 is going to be the year of the rifle for me. I'm going to try to get as many classes in as I can. That's the goal. Things like that. I'm excited. Like we were talking about earlier, we're going to do some version of a low light fighting pistol. I'm going to get that red dot curriculum ironed out. So things like that, I'm kind of excited to get those done for 2026. Now, as far as supporting the company goes, you guys know this and you're the best at it. Word of mouth, man. Word of mouth is so big in this, and I could be doing better on social media stuff, but tell your friends, tell your neighbors that, we're down here in Camden, still teaching classes. We got classes on the road and stuff like that, but across training in general, word of mouth is like such a big deal. So just keep spreading the good word. What's going on? Good evening to you, sir. I'm at a 2.6 on the bill. Hell yeah. Good evening, Sam Russell. Don't be nice to Sam. Scoped rifle is a good time. I mean, I'll try to sneak something like that in there. Yeah, Will S. Get some classes out in Oklahoma during September. Yes, we're gonna make that work. But I could sneak in some scoped rifle. I definitely, man, I don't know what I'm looking for out of, other than just learning more and more practice and stuff like that with the rifle. And but yeah, I definitely want to do more things. I want to do things similar to fighting rifle, of course. I want to get some good fighting classes in. I'd love to get a good skill-based rifle class in. And then fuck it, we'll do a scoped rifle class as well. I'll reach out to Paul and ask him if he's got another one coming up next year. Have I ever used the Glock Performance Trigger? I have. The Glock Performance Trigger, it's fine. I don't know. I can't remember how much they run, but I don't think that it's necessarily worth the money, if that makes sense. Like, it is an improvement. And some people don't think it is, so like, they're fine. They're just fine. I wouldn't spend however much it was for some reason my head is saying like $100 or 150 or something like that. I don't think it's worth $150. So, but yeah, I've actually had the chance to shoot those. I'd say quite a bit. You know, I've put some rounds through some Glocks with those performance triggers. Student of the gun class in Wyoming, we could get an alumni group together 2027. Yeah. We talk about it all the time on the, or not all the time, but we have talked about it at least once before, either in person and on the live stream. I think it would something that we should try to do. And I'm the worst, guys. You know me. I'm the worst at organizing things. So anyway, but we should we should organize like an alumni. It'd be cool to do it like once a year, but once every other year, something like that, like just a boom, like an alumni takeover of a class. Man, that just sounds like fun. I just want an excuse to hang out with all of you and shoot guns. So that's it. Excellent, guys. Well, we got about 5 minutes left. I appreciate you guys being here. If you have any last minute questions, anything else that you guys want to talk about, throw them out there. Dojo Storm. That's right. Yeah. We're going to go. What's that called when you take the sign? I can't remember what that's called. Yeah. So Grant talking about the Glock performance trigger. It's okay. Wouldn't pay the money for it. And of course, he's one of those weirdos who thinks Glock triggers are fine. Yeah, me too. But that's because that's what I learned on, you know. And we already talked about last week. Like now I'm worried about Glock's stupid flat-faced trigger on their Gen 6s. It's not going to be the same. Everything's going to be low left. Everything's going to be low left. I'm going to have to take out that new flat trigger and put in their whatever whatever the style of Glock trigger is called now. Who's going with me to NRA? Most likely, I would assume Kayla will be there with me. She's who went last year. We met up with a lot of alumni up there. So most likely it'll be me and Kayla. If it's not me and Kayla, it'll be me and well, shit, probably not Heather. Maybe Heather. Heather might go. She doesn't like spending that much time with me. No. She gets so mad at me. She's so mad at me when I do that. So yeah, no. Anyway, me and Kayla, and if not, then just me. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Alfred? Let's see. Got to shoot Tim's 48 during fighting pistol. Don't know if it had a performance trigger. The grip was strangely sticky. Yeah. I mean, that's the risk you always take with Tim. The arrow is 170 on Amazon. Thank you, Will, for getting that quote for me. Even then, at $170, I mean, that's like, again, if the reliability is the same, I think that's great. That's awesome. All of the YouTube videos from people I like say the Gen 6 is the best Glock yet. Hell yeah, I like to hear it. Macaroni triggers for the win. Cat ass missed the live streams. Hey man, got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker. Keep up the great work, Joey and crew. Hoping to see y'all 2026. Been a few years since training with the crew. Hey man, make it happen, dude. If you show up, we'll yell fight. That's all I can tell you, man. We'd love to have you down here. Let's see. Alumni took over a Steve Fisher shotgun class. It was great. That's awesome, man. That's how you do it. Look at there. Tom checking out, saying this is the way. Keep your powder dry. Appreciate it, man. I hope everything's going well on your end. Yeah. And I appreciate the kind words there as well, SoCal. You're awesome. Keep being awesome. Same thing to you guys. So next week, in your defense, you were watching Fighting Rifle over there in the premium member section of Liber TV. So speaking of me doing my job, so we'll be back next week. We'll do a Christmas Eve live stream. So be thinking about what you want for Christmas, things like that. I'll try to have everybody a gift ready by next week. But we also, if you are in the area, or even if you're not, if you're interested in being cold on the weekend of January 2nd through the 4th, we are doing our bug out weekend down there. So So come down, come hang out at the range, sit around a fire, learn some stuff, because I know Sam's going to be here teaching some land nav. We've got Jacob Peterson doing some fishing stuff. Cadass is doing the backup trailer, all that stuff, right? So come down, have a good time. And otherwise, look at our 2026 schedule, sign up for some classes, and come down here and let me yell fight at you every once in a while. Remember, guys, this is the way. I don't know. Why did I say it like that? That's so weird. I fucked it up. It was such a good live stream, and then I ruined it.